Let us start with the previous concept, that is BPA, called a business process automation. We know that business process automation is nothing but removing the human element from the organization so that all business activities are executed with the help of information technology infrastructure. Every business organization is associated with a business process. What is a process? Process is nothing but an activity or a set of activities which are used for transforming inputs into required outputs. Process is nothing but an activity or a set of activities which are used for accomplishing the objectives or the goals of a system. Basically, we have three categories of processes in the case of business process automation or a business process. Number one is primary process, secondary process, and management process. The core business activities of the organization are executed in the form of primary process, operational process. Back end to the primary process, back end to the core activities is said to be secondary process. A secondary process is a component that always provides supporting to the primary processes or operational processes. Third one is management process. Whether the process is executing properly or not, coordination, controlling is determined by management process. And there are four objectives of BPA. I told you, BPA removes the human element, human participation from the user. That is called as a business process automation. Basically, we have four objectives of BPA. C-I-A-T. What is that? C-I-A-T. C stands for confidentiality. I stands for integrity. A stands for availability. T stands for timeliness. There are four basic objectives of BPA. Number one is confidentiality, integrity, availability, and timeliness. What is confidentiality? Secrecy of data, privacy of data, and we need to provide accessibility of data only to the authorized people. Unauthorized people are not supposed to access the data. Whereas integrity is concerned, unauthorized amendments are not allowed. Unauthorized changes are not allowed. That is called as integrity. Unauthorized changes or unauthorized amendments are not supported. Next category. Whenever there is a data request, you have to provide immediate access to the data. That is called as availability. Accessibility of data, availability of data on time is known as timeliness. And I told you what is meant by enterprise resource management. Executive information system which provides you integration, effectiveness, efficiency. And then we move on to the design approaches. Modeling component is said to be a design as far as business process automation is concerned. We have two categories of design elements. Number one is DFD, second one is a flowchart. What is DFD? Data flow diagram is a graphical representation of flow of data among the system elements in an information system. Data flow diagram always determines the mechanism, that is flow of inputs, process, storage, and also output. Basically, Data flow diagram consists of the following elements. Number one is entity. I told you, entity may be either source or a destination. It can be represented by a rectangle. Process is nothing but a transformation activity that can be represented by a circle or segmented rectangle, where we can draw a line in between for representation of number 1.1, 2.1, like that. Data store, data at rest is said to be data store. These are the symbols for representation of data store or a file. Entity to the process, process to data store to process to destination is determined by data flows. We are going to have on-time verification link is said to be real-time link. I given you an example of how we are going to withdraw money from ATM counter. And we have library data management, where a student will be allowed to acquire the book within the allocated time, otherwise he need to pay fine or penalty. How to calculate the fines or penalty for borrowing of a book is said to be a data flow diagram given to you. Next one, algorithm and flowchart. What is algorithm? A step-by-step process for solving a problem is called algorithm. Graphical representation of an algorithm is said to be a flowchart. In general, we have various categories of symbols that are used with flowcharting. Number one is a rectangle with rounded edges, or a segmented rectangle, or oval, or ellipse is said to be start or stop or end. Parallelogram is used for either for giving input to the system or for producing the output, input or output. Processing, rectangle is for computation, called a processing activity. Rhombus is for decision making. It always checks the condition. If the condition is true, it generates yes, otherwise it generates false. And we are going to produce a symbol called a print symbol. Final outcome is said to be a print. If you are going to use a symbol called a circle for connecting page, and then page connector flow lines. We started with several examples in previous session. Analysis. Analysis is a method of gathering input, process and output. Step-by-step process is said to be algorithm. Graphical representation of algorithm is said to be a flowchart. Okay. This is a program. So we have a flowchart that can be used for finding area of a circle, area of a rectangle, or biggest of two numbers, printing numbers, printing range and so forth. We will see one by one. Let us have a look onto finding biggest number of 2. Biggest number within two numbers. Largest of two numbers. Wow, how we draw. See, initially you have an algorithm called a start button. Number 2, read two numbers A and B. I am checking the condition. If A is greater than B, if it is true, we are printing the value of A. print A because A is bigger than B. Otherwise, print B. This is if-else condition. This is an algorithm. But how to draw a flowchart? I told you, a rectangle with rounded edges is called a start symbol. You have to read two numbers. You may use either read or input. Input AB. You can take XY, LM, your wish. The numbers is your wish. You can take any number, any variable. Input AB. Here I am checking the condition. Is it A is greater than B? Condition. Condition always represented in the form of a rhombus. But one more point is, within this rhombus, you have to write question mark or is or if. Anything is okay. Is or if. Is it A is greater than B? There are two alternatives. Number one is yes. Second one is no. If A is greater than B, yes, I am going to print the value called A because A is the biggest number. Otherwise, A is not greater than B, then we are going to print the biggest value, that is B. Okay. Just here, you may use a parallelogram for printing, but from this point onwards, I will use a print symbol for printing. You can use anything, no problem at all. See, while drawing flowchart, you should be very careful in the case of tracing. Otherwise, it is not at all possible for you to detect the problems or the errors in the flowchart. This is totally wrong. But you can feel that this is totally right. How? I will explain. Consider read AB. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 5. Just tracing example. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 5. Good. Is it 10 is greater than 5? Yes. If it is yes, we are going to print what? Print A. What is A? 10. Then stop. This is fine. For example, I go for another element. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 50. Now tell me, is it 10 is greater than 50? No. No means print B. What is that? Print B. What to print? We are going to print the value, then 50. Then what happens? But there is no connector here. This is a mistake. When you complete your printing, immediately you have to connect your control onto this. Then only your flowchart will be correct. Otherwise, this is a mistake. This is a totally mistake. Once, if you print the second, then we move on to this part. For example, if you give information at this location, what happens? Print B, print 50. If I connect this element, again print A. What is print A? Print A is nothing but 10 again. We are printing two elements, 50 and 10. That is not the correct way. Start. Read A comma B. Is it A is greater than B? Yes. Print A. No. Print B. If anything happens, it may be A or B. Anything. You have to come under a stop, what you call end. This is a tracing element. Draw a flow chart for finding biggest of two numbers. This is start, input, or you may write A, read A comma B. If A is greater than B, is it A is greater than B? Yes, print A. No, print B. Finally, stop. How to convert this flowchart into smallest of two numbers? Exactly reverse. We have a start, input or read, you may write anything, AB, then I am going to check, is it A is greater than B? That is for biggest of three numbers. But what I need to check? Smallest of two numbers. Is it A is less than B? There are two alternatives. Number one is yes, second one is no. Okay. If A is less than B, print A. I am using a print symbol here. Otherwise, this is print B. If anything happens, you have to come on to end. That is to end. Okay. Let us check for correctness. What is A? For example, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Is it A is less than 20? Yes. So what happens? Print A. What is A? 10. Sir, be careful. If someone used to write print A like this or print A like this, value is not printed, A will be printed. If you write anything on a single quote or double quotes, single quotes or double quotes, the text will be printed. Value is not going to be printed at this place. So, if you write print A, which means that value of A will be printed. If you write print double quotes A, capital A will be printed. Got the difference? If you write double quotes, its variable will be printed. If you write A, value will be printed. That's why I am always writing value. Next part. Let us go through another example. A is equal to 70, B is equal to 20. Yes. Is it 70 is less than 20? No. No means we move on to this particular place. Print value B. What is B value? 20. B value is 20. Some students may have some question, that is, sir, I need to write in this way or any other chances? Yes, you have other chances. Start, read, you can check the condition. If it is yes, if it is no, you can use any model that is of your choice. Any model, but everything comes to an end. You can write both left and right, or yes this side, no this side, but appropriate action must be clearly specified. Now, another important flowchart which is a basis for question number 15. See, in order to understand question number 15, I am explaining all these flowcharts. If you understand all these flowcharts, then only you can understand question number 15 or any other model. I want to print the values, that is 1 to 10 natural numbers. I want to print 1 to 10 numbers. It is a natural number. The way of representation of flowchart will be changed. Let us go through example first, then I will explain you tracing. A rectangle with rounded edges called a start. Up to these elements, all of our flowcharts may provide you sequential flow, one after another. Or it may be branching based upon condition. One element will be executed, one output will be executed, not in all outputs. Such a control is said to be branching. Now we have iteration, repetition or looping. The same element can be executed for number of times is said to be iteration or repetition. Iteration or repetition. Let us see how. Here our intention is to print the values that is from 1 to 10. That's what I am going to do. Initially I am going to set by taking variable I. Set I is equal to 1. What it means? The value 1 is assigned to I. Assignment is called computation. Sum is equal to A plus B. A and B are added. Result will be assigned to sum. That is a computation. Like that, here also 1 is assigned to variable I, which means that it is assignment, which means that it is a computation. That's why we have to use only rectangle there. What is the question? Draw a flowchart to print 1 to 10 natural numbers. For example, if I give you instruction, first 3 members come here. Again, is there any chance from the student to raise how many members, sir? No. Because I given you instructions, first 3 members come here. If my instruction is n numbers come here, then you may raise the question, sir, what is the value of n, sir? What is the value of n? N may be 3, 20, 50, 100 or anything. So, start, set I is equal to 1, I is equal to 1. Now, there is no need to read anything. I told you, 1 to 10 natural numbers. If the question is 1 to n, we may read the value of n. N may be 10, n may be 20, n may be 1000, n may be 5000. But there is no need to read the value of any range because specified already, range specified, that is from 1 to 10. So what is the first element to print? 1. If I want to print 1 here, what I need to print? Print I. What is value of I? 1. Here the value of I is 1. Here I am printing I. Now I am checking the condition. Is it I is equal to 10? This is a rhombus or a condition. There are 2 alternatives. Sir, some students may ask you, can I go for I is less than, sir? I is greater than? Yes, your choice. Logic, flowchart logic is not standardized. Any user, any programmer may program according to his logic. Here I am taking No, this side. Yes, this side. Now, what is I? 1. Print 1. Is it I? What is I? 1. 1 is equal to 10. No. That's why I am going to increment the value of I by 1. I by 1. I is equal to I plus 1. Now, see this. What is I? 1. This is the step called initialization step called 1. Then print the value called I. What I am going to print? Print the value called I. Print I. What is I? 1. Just 1 will be printed. What is I now? 1 is equal to 10. No. If it is no, what is value of I? I is equal to I plus 1. What is I? I is equal to I. What is I? 1. Plus 1. How much? 2. Print 2. Print 2. Now here I am checking. Is it 2 is equal to 10? No. Then 2 plus 1, 3. Print 3. 3 is equal to 10. No. 3 plus 1, 4. Print 4. 4 is equal to 10. No. 4 plus 1, 5. Print 5. 5 is equal to 10. No. 5 plus 1, 6. Print 6. 6 is equal to 10. No. 6 plus 1, 7. Print 7. 7 is equal to 10. No. 7 plus 1, 8. Print 8. 8 is equal to 10. No. 8 plus 1, 9. Print 9. 9 is equal to 10. No. 9 plus 1, 10. Print 10. 10 is equal to 10. Yes. Then we go for stop or end. See, flowchart is nothing but graphical representation of an algorithm. Flowcharts may be sequential flowcharts, branching flowcharts, iterative flowchart. These are some set of processing elements are executed for. Some set of statements are executed for repetitive manner, looping manner. The same set of statements are executed in a cycle. Such a concept is said to be iteration. I go through tracing once again. See, it is very important, very important. Be careful. I want to print 1 to 10 natural numbers. That's why I started with I. I is equal to 1. Print 1. Is it 1 is equal to 10? No. So I is equal to 1 plus 1. What is I? 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Print 2. Is it 2 is equal to 10? No. 2 plus 1, 3. Print 3. Is it 3 is equal to 10? No. 3 plus 1, 4. Print 4. 4 is equal to 10? No. 4 plus 1, 5. Print 5. 5 is equal to 10? No. 5 plus 1. 5 is equal to 10? No. 5 plus 1, 6. Print 6. 6 is equal to 10? No. 6 plus 1, 7. Print 7. 7 is equal to 10? No. 7 plus 1, 8. Print 8. 8 is equal to 10? No. 8 plus 1, 9. Print 9. 9 is equal to 10? No. 9 plus 1, 10. Print 10. 10 is equal to 10. Yes. Then we go for stop. This is the flow chart for printing 1 to 10 natural numbers. 1 to 10. Tracing is very, very important. For example, instead of no, if you write yes at this place, it prints only one number, that is 1. For example, for example, assume this is yes and this is no. What is I? 1. Print 1. What is I? 1. 1 is equal to 10. No. No means end. That's why you should be very careful in the case of tracing activity. If you follow the tracing, you can draw any flow chart. Now, another simple flow chart. I want to print 1 to 15 odd numbers. 1 to 15 odd numbers. Logic is very simple. Yes, start. A rectangle with rounded edges is for start. There is no need to read anything because the question is draw a flow chart to print 1 to 15 odd numbers, not 1 to n odd numbers. If the question is draw a flow chart to print 1 to n odd numbers, definitely I need to read the value called n. Start. I am setting up I is equal to 1. Assignment, that's for rectangle. I need to print the value called 1. Print I. I am checking, is it I is equal to 15? In previous case, we verified with the data, that is 10, because there we need to provide natural numbers, that is from 1 to 10. Next, if it is no, I is equal to what? I is equal to, we require odd numbers 1, 3, 5. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. 7 plus 2 is equal to 9. 9 plus 2 is equal to 11. 11 plus 2 is equal to 13. 13 plus 2 is equal to 15. So, I value must be incremented by 2. Then we move on to this part. Let us see how this one is executed. Start. What is I? 1. Print I. What is that? Print I. What to be printed? I value. What is I value? 1. So, we are printing I value, that is called 1. Just I am printing 1. I is equal to, 1 is equal to 15. No. I plus 2. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Print I. 3. What is I now? 3. 3 is equal to 15. No. 3 plus 2. 5. I is equal to I plus 2. I is equal to I plus 2 means the previous I value is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Print 5. 5 is equal to 15. No. 5 plus 2. 7. Print 7. 7 is equal to 15. No. 7 plus 2. 9. Print 9. 9 is equal to 15. No. 9 plus 2. 11. Print 11. 11 is equal to 15. No. 11 plus 2. 13. Print 13. 13 is equal to 15. No. I is equal to 13 plus 2. 15. Print 15. Now, 15 is equal to 15. Yes. We go for stop. We go for stop. Draw a flow chart to print 1 to 10 natural numbers. Draw a flow chart to print 1 to 15 odd numbers. For example, consider other question. Draw a flowchart to print 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 20 even numbers. Very simple, very simple. What kind of changes are to be made? I value must be 2. Condition I is equal to 20. I is equal to I plus 2. Everything is over. Yes. A rectangle with rounded edges is for start. There is no need to read value because given the range, I am starting with set I is equal to 2. What is that? I is equal to 2. Because we need to start our flowchart from 2, number 2, even numbers. Then what? Print the value of I. I am checking, is it I is equal to 20? Two alternatives. It may be either yes or no. If it is yes, you may write end. No, I value must be incremented by 2 because 2 is the initial number. Next number to be printed is 2 plus 2. The next number is 4 plus 2. Next number is 6 plus 2 until 20. Let us see this tracing. What is I? 2. Print I. What is I? 2. That's why I am printing 2. Is it 2 is equal to 20? No. 2 plus 2, 4. Print I. What is I? This is 4. Is it 4 is equal to 20? No. 4 plus 2, 6. I is equal to I plus 2, which means that 4 plus 2. Print 6. 6 is equal to 20? No. 6 plus 2, 8. Print 8. 8 is equal to 20? 8 is equal to 20? No. 8 plus 2, 10. Print 10. 10 is equal to 20? No. 10 plus 2, 12. Print 12. 12 is equal to 20? No. 12 plus 2, 14. Print 14. 14 is equal to 20? No. 16. Print 16. 16 is equal to 20? No. 18. 16 plus 2 is 18. Print 18. 18 is equal to 20? No. 18 plus 2, 20. Print 20. 20 is equal to 20? Yes. That is stopped. This is the flow chart for printing. 2 to 20 even numbers. What is that? 2 to 20 even numbers. For example, if the question is, draw a flowchart to print the natural numbers up to n. We don't know what is the value of n. At the time of reading, we have to capture the n value. We have to read the n value. N value may be 20, 50, 100, 200 or anything. Yes. What is the flow chart? Start. Rectangle with rounded edges. Now, we have to read the value of n. In previous examples, all flowcharts are defined range. What are those range elements? That is in the form of 1 to 20, 1 to 10 natural numbers, 2 to 20 even numbers, 1 to 15 odd numbers. Now, we have read. I can set the value of I into 1. That is the common. Remaining everything is common. Instead of number, we are going to write here. That's it. What next? Print what? I. Value I will be printed. I value will be printed. Next one. Is it I is equal to n? In previous cases, I is equal to 10, I is equal to 15, I is equal to 20, like that. If it is yes, then end or stop. No, I value will be incremented by 1. Yes. How tracing will be done? Start. Read n. User may provide n value that is in the terms of 10, 20, 10,000, 40,000, 50,000 or anything. For example, for our convenience, I am giving n is equal to 5. What is that? N is equal to 5. What is I? 1. Print 1. What is I? 1. 1 is equal to 5? No. No means you have to write no here. I is equal to 1 plus 1, 2. Print 2. 2 is equal to 5? No. 2 plus 1, 3. Print 3. 3 is equal to 5? No. 3 plus 1, 4. Print 4. 4 is equal to 5? No. 4 plus 1, 5. Print 5. 5 is equal to 5? Yes. Then stop. See the difference? If the question is 1 to 10 natural numbers, 1 to n natural numbers, 1 to 10 natural numbers, 1 to n natural numbers, there is a difference. 1 to 10, 1 to n. In the case of 1 to 10, there is no need to read. In the case of this, you have to read the value called n. Like that, you may write 1 to n odd numbers, 2 to n even numbers and something like this. For example, some of the students may have a doubt. Sir, why should I write is equal to? I want to write less than. What is the problem? I will tell you one by one. No problem at all. Example, consider the same example 5. Print, what is I? 1. Print 1. Okay, good. What is I? 1. 1 is less than 5? Yes. So, I need to write yes here, no here. Based upon logic, it may be varied. What is I? I is equal to 1 plus 1, 2. Print 2. What is I? 2. 2 is less than 5? Yes. 2 plus 1, 3. Print 3. Is it 3 is less than 5? Yes. 3 plus 1, 4. Print 4. 4 is less than 5? Yes. 4 plus 1, 5. Print 5. 5 is less than 5? No. Then stop. For example, if you write I is less than or equal to n, instead of n numbers, n plus 1 numbers will be printed. If I write I is less than or equal to n, 5 is less than or equal to 5, yes, 5 plus 1, 6, 6 will be printed, 6 is less than n, no, then stop. That is not the right. Is it I is less than n? Based upon the condition, we are going to write the answer. This is why I am explaining this one is, different people may use the logic differently. Different people may use the logic differently. That's why you may use either is equal to, less than, greater than or something. Next, I want to draw a flowchart for printing first 25 odd numbers. Many people makes mistakes in this flowchart. always try to understand the question clearly. Always try to understand the question carefully. What is the flow chart? Print first 25 odd numbers. Not up to 25. First 25. How can you get first 25 odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, 35, 37, 39, 41, 43, 45, 47, 49. You can get first 25 odd numbers up to 49. If you select the range 49, then only you can get 25 numbers. If you write I is less than or equal to 25, it is not correct. How can you get 25 odd numbers? Simply remember this formula. 2n minus 1 is for odd numbers. 2n is for even numbers. If the question is draw a flow chart to print first 25 odd numbers, 2 into n, how much? 50 minus 1, that is 49. Draw a flow chart for printing first 75 odd numbers, 2n minus 1, 150 minus 1, 149. Draw a flow chart to print first 50 even numbers, 2n, that is 100, 2 to 100, that's it. Let us draw the flow chart. Start. There is no need to read anything because specified range, right? I am going to set the value called I is equal to 1 because we need to start with 1. Next, what to do? We have to print the value called I. Print I. Now, careful. Is it I is equal to 49? Very important point. Is it I is equal to 49? There are two alternatives again. If it is yes, you may have end. If it is no, I will be incremented by 1. So remaining topic is same. Everything is same except this condition. Why you are writing 49 there? Just this is for draw a flow chart to print first 25 odd numbers. Careful. Not odd numbers up to 25. If they ask you the question, draw a flow chart to print odd numbers up to 25. That is very, you may directly write 25 here. But the question is, draw a flow chart to print first 25 odd numbers. First 25 odd numbers can be achieved within range 49. That's why I specified I is equal to 49 here. It is natural numbers. I value will be incremented by 1 every time. Every time I value will be incremented by 1. Okay, next. Let us go through another example. I want to print first 64. First 64. Or first 50, your choice. First 50 even numbers. You need to print first 50. I told you formula. If it is even number, 2 into n. What is the n value here? 50. 2 into 50 is equal to 100. That's it. Start. There is no need to read anything. even numbers. So I is equal to, yes, there is a small mistake here. It is not 1. Our intention is to print odd numbers. That's why we have to write I plus 2. Be careful. Not a natural number. Set I is equal to 2. Because even number starts with 2. What I am doing? Print the value called I. Now, I will be checked with 100. Why? First 50 even numbers. How can you get first 50 even numbers? 2, 4, something up to 100. If it is yes, it may be ended. It is no. I value will be incremented by 2. Because we require even numbers. Because we require even numbers. So, the difference is, draw a flow chart to print first 100 even numbers. If you write I is equal to 200. First 75 odd numbers, I value is 1. I is equal to 149. You can get 75 odd numbers from 149 range. Let us. I told you in previous class, I told you discuss the concept of flowchart. 2 most common types of boxes in flowchart. Processing steps usually called as activity, that is represented by a rectangle, and decision usually denoted by a diamond shape, rhombus. Simply we can say diamond or rhombus. Next. This is not that much important, but we have to discuss. Explain the steps for creating the flowchart for a business process. Explain the steps for creating a flowchart in a business process. Right. See, identify the business process that is to be documented with a flowchart and establish overall goal of a process. I told you a process is nothing but an activity or a set of activities that are used for achieving a specific objective. So, identify the business process that is going to be documented. I told you flowchart or data flow diagrams can be used for documentation. So, identify the business process that is to be documented with a flowchart and establish overall goal. Based on inputs from the business process, owner obtains a complete understanding of the process flow. We know that we need to capture the input, process and produces output in an organized manner. Prepare initial rough diagram. Discuss with the business process owners to confirm your understanding of a process. Because our way is different, customer or owner view is different. That's why, for example, if you want to construct a plan, if you want to construct a house, for that, to whom you are going to approach? We are going to approach with a civil engineer, AutoCAD civil engineer, designer. He may give you a rough plan and show it to you. If you are satisfied with the plan, okay, otherwise you are going to make some recommendations, some changes, some modifications. Obtain additional information about the business process from the people involved in each step, such as end user, stakeholder, kitchen, ultimately mother responsible for arrangement of kitchen. At what height we need to have a gas table, modular kitchen, freeze points. Everything is going to be given, complete information will be given by mother. For example, if it is a computer, TV stand or laptop, speakers, internet connection, you are going to give some direction to your father. Administrative assistants and the department heads. Identify the activities in each process steps and who is responsible for each activity. Identify the starting point of the process. Starting point of a business process should be what triggers process to action. In other words, input that the business process seeks to convert them into output. That is the basic definition of a process. Separate the different steps in the process. Identify each individual step in the process and how it is connected to other steps. Clarify who wants to perform each step. To make the process as clear as possible, you determine which part of a business complete each step. That means our target is to create or document a business process. If you want to document the business process, what we require? You need to identify where we are going to perform some operations, some actions. Who is responsible? Who is going to modify? Who is going to direct? Everything. Who is responsible for this activity? Department head, process owner or something. So, question number 11. What are the steps for creating flowcharts for business process? See, up to now, I explained the flowchart concept. Tomorrow, we will discuss the flowchart for finding sum of first 100 odd numbers. So, we go through, draw a flowchart. Up to now, we have printed 1 to 100 natural numbers, or draw a flowchart to print first 100 even numbers, draw a flowchart to print first 50 odd numbers, only printing, not in the terms of sum. Just try it out. I will tell you logic. Try it for today. My intention, let us start with the basic one. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to 10 is equal to 55. My flowchart, when I have a flowchart, that must produce 55 value. In previous, we have printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 10. So, what to do? You have to take up the additional variable along with I. I value is 1. Initially, some value is 0. For example, in the case of your calculator operations, simply if you want to start with any computation, simply you are pressing C. C is nothing but clear everything. Sir, we will do one thing. Sir, I am not interested, right? Sum is equal to 0. I am going to write clear all working locations. It is also okay. When you write clear all working locations, everything will be set to 0. Everything will be set to 0. So, I am not going to be printed. I require some value. Finally, I need to print the sum value. Try it out. Draw a flowchart to find the sum of 1 to 10 natural numbers using iterative statement. Using iterative looping statement like this. Using like this. So, if you understand 1 to 10 natural numbers, 1 to 15 odd numbers, 2 to 20 even numbers, then we go for sum of first 100 odd numbers. See, if you want to understand, the question seems to be a single. Question number 15 is a single. Very simple. It seems to be very simple. But if you want to understand those elements, you must be familiar with all these parts. Okay. This is the information related to some part of flowchart. Tomorrow we will complete question number 15 and we will complete advantages of flowchart, disadvantages of flowchart in 1 hour. But for this you require more practice. Don't forget, more practice is needed for all completed flowcharts. Okay, that's all for today. Meet you tomorrow. Thank you.